I believe this was in August 2024. I had a dream when I was at the testimonial shelter. My sister Keisha was in this dream and she was cussing out this girl that had on red. And the setting of that dream was somewhere in California. I just remember being in California and my sister Keisha was cussing some girl out like, she was like, bitch, don't you ever do my brother like that. You was at that nigga party. You sneaking around and shit. You was at that nigga party and now you want to act like that. Now you want to like, act all fake and shit. You was at, she was basically saying that the girl that she was cussing out, my sister Keisha was cussing this girl out and she was telling her, you saying that you don't know that nigga, but you was at his party also. You was sneaking around taking pictures at his party. So she was saying that it was some lady that was like making up lies about me or some shit like that. And she took pictures at some party and was acting like she even knew me at a party. But it never got back to me. You know what I mean? And I remember telling my sister Keisha in the dream, I was like, yo, I was like, Keisha, chill out. I was like, chill out, you know what I'm saying? Because like this ain't really our area. Then my sister Keisha was like, I'm homeless. She just looked at me and said, I'm homeless. And I was trying to figure out that dream, yo. I think that dream was telling me that somebody at that testimonial shelter, that homeless shelter, made up a lie about me. When I think about a party, um, the last time I've been to like a for real party, yo, I was living in Michigan in probably like 2013 or probably sometime in Florida or something like that. I mean, um, we threw a party at my dad's house. He had a retirement party back in 2021. I used to help my cousin Rochelle DJ at parties in St. George, South Carolina, but I didn't see that as actually going to a party. I used to just help her carry that equipment because she used to have some heavy equipment. And I used to help her set up like a DJ stand and stuff like that. And she used to basically go to different parties and DJ for people and stuff like that, like people at cabarets and stuff like that, or she'll like um throw a party for one of her students because she worked as a teacher in St. George, South Carolina. So it was times where she played music for them. So I don't know where the party part come from, but I said this before. I said this a bunch of times in a bunch of videos that I recorded. I came to the testimonial shelter one particular day. I just came back from the library, and it was like a big food party or some shit they had. I just remember seeing a lot of leftover food and shit like that. But I didn't stick around. I didn't know what happened all that day. They just had some type of a they had some type of a job fair or some type of party at that testimonial shelter or some shit like that. But I said there's no way that somebody said that I was there when that happened, or there's no way somebody's trying to say that I was like aware of something that was going on that day because I wasn't there that day. I remember when I came back from the Los Angeles library, all of that shit was closing down. It was pretty much over with. So if somebody had some type of a party or something and said that I was there, they lying on me. And if somebody is telling somebody that I was aware of like a party being going, something going on, then a fucking lie got told, yo, on me. I had a dream of my sister Keisha. It was like something attacking her. It was like a white cover over her, like her stomach from like up here down to her feet, and it was something that was attacking her. And I woke up and I thought that was just God telling me that maybe she had like possibly had a baby on the way or something like that. I thought that's what God was telling me about my sister Keisha. You know what I'm saying? I had this dream at the testimonial shelter in like August 2024, yo. Like I said, I came there July 18th, 2024, and I stayed there till September 11th, 2024. But again, this dream that I had of my sister Keisha, my older sister, she was cussing some girl out that had on red. I guess the girl was a blood or some shit like that. That's just what I got up. That's just what I feel like the dream was perceiving. Was defining that scenery as. Like I said before, I say again, I'm not in no gang. My family members, my siblings, never joined the gang or anything like that. And I let it be known that all of them been cloned. You know what I'm saying? Because they all look different. I'm not gonna lie to myself on that type of shit. So in this dream, I remember being in this dream talking to my older sister like, "Hey, yo, chill out." I was like, I just told her chill out. Then she looked at me, and was like, "I'm homeless." And I think that dream was telling me that somebody at that testimonial shelter made up a lie about me because I had that dream at the testimonial shelter. And again, when it come to parties, I don't know if somebody like threw a party at some point in time, but my sister was cussing this girl out. And she was like, "Bitch, don't you ever do my brother like that? You was at that nigga party. You was at that nigga party." So she was cussing some girl out because it was some girl that was like acting like she didn't know me, but then she went to a party or something, and then she was acting like she knew me to other people, and then was coming around me and wasn't saying nothing. It was like that kind of conversation going on. And I was like, "Hey Keisha, chill out." You know what I'm saying? And this like I can't explain how all dreams happen, but I can explain like the scenery. The location of that dream was somewhere in California. Cause I remember telling my sister, hey, chill out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't from around here. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was dreaming about this, yo. You know what I'm saying? I woke up at the testimonial shelter probably around like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And I had dreamed about that shit. I just don't remember the exact day. And I never thought anything of it. But then when I left the testimonial shelter and I saw it was all kind of weird shit happening all around me and people was acting fucked up toward me and disrespecting me left and right. And it ain't like that it was a peaceful walk when I was at that shelter, but it got worse when I left there. That told me that it's some scandalous shit going on. What I personally believe happened, and this is in reality, this is not a dream what I'm about to speak on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the dream was also in reality because I'm just speaking on the dream that I had, but I'm talking about that. Like this actually, what I think actually happened at that shelter was, I think that it was ladies going on Snapchat and possibly shit talking me, and I think it was niggas also shit talking me, and I don't think it was just niggas that was around that area. I think it was actually people at that shelter acting like that they had a problem with me, and then they would carry themselves and in character mode when they were in the public eye. So I think it was some niggas at that shelter that was bad talking me on Snapchat, right? Or talking shit about me to family members of mine or something like that. And then they'll probably record somebody like possibly roasting or some shit back and forth with me, having like a roasting session or something. And they'll try to make it look like that was my all day, everyday normalcy at that shelter, at the testimonial shelter. So they can have somebody jump online and then bad talk me, right? Say the most fucked up shit and then publicize it, knowing that it was possibly a family member of mine that's gonna come forward and say, hey, that's my people's, like, going with that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll do something like be walking down the street to the gas station, walking down the street to the store, not the gas station, but like the 7-Eleven or the grocery store or some shit like that, or the dollar store. And then they'll have somebody else walk past me, walk down the street and look at me a certain way, look at me in a crazy ass way. And then they'll jump back online and talk shit as if that I had problems with that person. But that person wouldn't tell me directly that something happened, that something was stated. They'll just act in character mode and use the audience of people that's around that whole area that's driving up and down the street and stuff to basically make it, to probably record me or something like that. Have somebody on that's like a bystander or standing at the bus stop or on the sidewalk or driving down the street, record me and Snapchat me off and make it look like that it was some type of a motherfucking ongoing altercation going on with somebody else. And that wasn't happening at all, because I said this before, I say it again. I asked everybody directly, is there something negative being said about me? Is there something negative being stated about me? And they looked at me right to my face and told me no. So if something happened, if something was ongoing at that shelter, they purposely left me out, and then they basically chose to do the exact opposite online to make me look bad online. And I think my family possibly tried to come to California or something, to like come to my rescue or something, or some shit like that, and they all got cloned. And other people said, okay, what we go do is we go just try to make him look like he mentally retarded now. So I think that, I don't know what that dream meant. Like, cause my sister was cussing this girl out. She was like, bitch, don't you ever do my brother like that. You was at that nigga party. Ain't nobody throw me no party. Ain't nobody throw me a party at all. So I don't know what that dream meant. I'm still like, who party? That's what I was wondering when I woke up. I had this dream like August 2024. I was like, who party was my sister talking about? Now, it was times when I did go out for my birthday in the past and stuff like that. And, you know, I probably went to a bar and grill or some shit a couple different times. I was thinking like, did somebody motherfucking sneak around me or around the time where I like went to a bar and grill and act like they was around me, act like they was in conversation with me, or did some lady come around me and act like she was in some type of relationship with me or some shit like that, and she was lying? I was wondering that, you know what I'm saying? I was asking that to myself after I had that dream. I'm about to put this up on YouTube. It's 11:10 p.m., yo. It's 11:10 p.m. and it's January 27th, 2026. And it's somebody funding this type of shit with a nice amount of money, yo. I'm gonna just leave it at that. my family members been cloned, and there's somebody with a nice amount of money that's funding this type of shit. If my family came to California at any given point in time to try to see, like, let me know what was going on, I think that certain family members tried to tell me what was going on, and people tried to play me for a fool and said, we just go clone them. So where's the family members of mine at now? That's just what I personally believe, yo. That's what I truly believe, based on the dreams and the visions that I've had. And it's all gonna come out. It's all gonna be seen. People be thinking that if I don't like go at everybody and attack everybody, that somehow God is not gonna deal with them. I don't know what make people be thinking this kind of stuff. People be thinking that God is not going to deal with everybody who did me in some type of scandalous way. God deals with everybody who do people scandalous. It ain't like I'm just some special monument sitting around or standing around. It ain't like I'm not the golden child just walking around glowing. You know what I'm saying? God go deal with everybody though. Everybody who do everybody wrong. Everybody gotta, reap what they sow throughout this life, especially when you're moving in a scandalous type way. But I just, was sitting here thinking about that dream that I had back in 2024, yo. And I'm still trying to process that, trying to understand what that dream meant. And I don't know. That just came to mind. And I'm still trying to figure out this other dream, dog. When I was sitting in the backseat of a car, and it was this dude that was driving. I was sitting behind the driver. And this dude said, hey, man, did you get that money we sent you? Did you get that? And then one dude put a lighter up to that dude. And then he was like, shut the fuck up. You better not say nothing to that nigga. Don't say shit to that nigga. Then and there was a couple other dudes that was in the car that was vouching for the dude that was telling the man to shut the fuck up. That was the driver. And the driver didn't say nothing else to me. You know what I'm saying? And all of those dudes was homeless, including me. Like when I had dreams sometime, it ain't like I saw the word homeless or something like that. But it's like I can understand when I be in that actual dream at that moment, I can understand the scenery. That's how I know that dream that I had about my sister, Keisha, the scenery was like somewhere in Cali or something like that. And she was cussing out some lady that had red on. And then I was like, Keisha, I was like, chill out. You know where you at right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, we not in the gang or nothing like that. Like, and then she was like, and then Keisha looked at me. She was like, I'm homeless. And she was cussing some girl out. And she was like, bitch, don't you ever do my brother like that. You was at that nigga party. And I'm still trying to figure that out, yo. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. But I personally believe that it was a lot of people at that shelter, at that testimonial shelter between July 28, 2024 and September 11, 2024. And I believe what they were doing was bad talking me online and then possibly telling somebody else to act like me online. So I think that they were taking, I think they took a falsified Snapchat account and they had somebody typing under my image, you know what I'm saying, and texting people and messaging people under my Snapchat account, under my actual image, and basically, falsifying the statements and making it look like that it was me doing that, you know what I'm saying, setting me up, framing me. And I believe that my image was being sabotaged by somebody. And then they also had another team of people that was bad talking me. You know what I'm saying? So I think they had somebody talking shit that was acting like me. And then they had another team of people bad talking me. And they probably tried to make it look like that I was getting into it with people at the shelter. But every time I ask people directly, hey, is there something negative being stated about me? Is there somebody saying anything negative at all about me? Everybody told me no. People that worked there and also the people that lived there. They all told me no, ain't nothing going on. And every single time niggas started roasting around that shelter and shit like that and playing around, I always looked around and I saw some nigga in the corner recording with his phone. I saw some nigga at one of the other bunk beds recording their phone. So every single time I was maintaining a conversation with somebody, immediately somebody else tried to record some shit. This is how you can manipulate people, because somebody could record me talking to somebody and then they'll try to make it look like I'm way more cooler than that person than what I am. Or they'll try to make it look like that I'm into it with somebody, so they could jump online and they could say, hey, they was arguing the other night, and then they record some dude that's recording me. You know what I'm saying? It'd be some dude with his phone out recording me, and they'll type a caption on Snapchat and say they was arguing the other night. And then they'll record the other dude that's recording me and say, yeah, that nigga was instigating them two niggas arguing. They could put a whole story together, yo, and completely manipulate the audience. So it's not about just lying on me and manipulating me. My phone got a fucked up ass block on it, to where I don't see everything that's ongoing, because something happened somewhere down the line and people put a block on my phone. Meaning when I get on a perfect example. If I try to get on Twitter right now, I probably won't see all the posts that got put up. If I get on Instagram, that's the main thing I've been on lately. If I get on Instagram right now, I look on certain Instagram pages and I'll see like 2 or 3 pictures up on somebody's IG page, and they'll have a whole IG up, but I only see 2 or 3 pictures. That means somebody has an actual hold, a block on my phone. You know what I'm saying? My actual phone. The only way that somebody could get away with that is if somebody in law enforcement is doing that. And I said a long time ago, a lot of people that are in the secret society of Masons, men being the Masons, the women being the Eastern Stars, they also connected to people that are in fraternities and sororities, men that are in fraternities, women that are in sororities, women that are in sisterhoods, men that are in brotherhoods, and niggas that's in gangs, women that's in gangs, and they all working as one big team to keep on trying to maintain this manipulation over my name, over my image, over my cell phone and everything. The only way that it's been overlooked for this long and maintained for this long, and any audience that's been convinced for this long, yo, the only way that that has been ongoing for this long is if it's somebody in the judicial side or with a lot of money or a lot of power that's helping maintain this kind of foul ass shit over my name, yo. That's the only way. I can't stress this enough. But I just wanted to speak on that dream that I had, yo. And I had another dream when I was at that testimonial show. It was some caramel skinned, bald head old man looking at me just crying. Just crying, like looking at me, just bawling his eyes out. I've never seen this dude before in my life. It was some old man just crying, looking at me, shaking his head in shame, just crying. I actually had a dream like I saw that. And I remember going to the Midnight Mission one time, grabbing me something to eat. That's another shelter right around the corner from the LA Mission. And when I got there, I remember sitting across the table from this dude. This is not a dream. This actually happened. And this other dude just started crying. As soon as I sat down and I started eating food, this old man just started, he was like sitting across from me. He bust out crying. He just started crying real hard, yo. I just assumed the man was on drugs, but that was just weird to me. But then by October 2024, when I told my sister Keisha to send me a picture of her and my mom and my sister, my twin sister, and I see my twin sister face look way bigger than my mom face in this picture, all that shit look Photoshop, I said, fuck no, hell no. No, no, no. No. That picture looked Photoshop. So not only was I being lied on, I believe that people were actually hacking into my account, acting like me. You can use a voice recognition app where you can actually record somebody's voice and then talk in the phone, and then that phone, the voice will come out sounding like that exact person that you copied. You know what I'm saying? You could copy somebody's voice with an app. So I believe people was hacking in my phone, copying my voice, acting like me, talking to people. And I believe that's how they was able to reel people out. The only way this was overlooked, only God knows how, yo. Only God knows. That's how I know for a fact that whoever did this is somebody that's powerful. I personally believe it's some crooked police officers. So now my biggest worries is no longer my biggest worries. Now my worst thoughts, and my biggest worries be, all right, God, wherever my family at, please keep them safe, healthy, and alive, delivered from evil, protected from evil and danger, because I realize what's been going on, yo. And people thought they can assault my intelligence. So the only way that could be maintained is if a lot of people in LA knew what was going on and they just shrugged their shoulders on it and said, well, nigga, you're not a part of a gang. You're not a part of anything. So we ain't about to act like we see what's going on. We ain't about to reach out to help you, nigga. We gonna sit back and watch them lie on you. When the whole time I was at the testimonial shelter, yo, can't nobody say I got into a fight with them. Can't nobody say I was about to get into a scrap with them. Can't nobody say that I stole from them, anything like that. Can't none of them ladies say that I called them a bitch or a hoe or nothing like that. None of that. You feel me? None of that. So if somebody went out their way to actually tell a lie on me and took advantage of the fact that they was related to a whole bunch of people that was in a gang, that's a coward move, yo. And I don't give a fuck about he say, she say, talking gossip. But now, when I realize that it's way more of a priority, like, to be concerned about the safetyness and the life of your families, that's way more of a priority. That's priceless. You know what I'm saying? Life is priceless. So I don't care about he say, she say, gossip when it comes to that. But if somebody actually made up a lie about me, played a game on me, and did all of that, it's a lot of people getting paid, Joe. It's no way that somebody can maintain a lie for this long and it's not somebody getting paid. Even my phone getting hacked. It's people getting paid. It's AJ, yo.